Live from Town Square Towers at the heart of the Jersey Shore. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. Get up, get out, do something. Join the conversation. 732-505-1160. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Listen online at WOBMAM.com.
Hey, welcome back. 6:09, Thursday, September 15th. 66 degrees, getting up to, 71 today. WOBM AM 1160 and 1310 News Talk Radio. Streaming live on the Radio Pup app. And, of course, WOBMAM.com. 732-505-1160 to join the conversation. We are now joined on the line by Derick Buckley from the Buckley Insurance Agency. Good morning, Derick.
Jeremy, good morning to you. How are you?
Oh, I am living the dream, Derick. How about you?
I'm doing well. I'm wondering about your health. How is your health?
It's pretty good. I'm actually releasing a full statement later today. I know it's going to come as a surprise, but I am slightly overweight, and I do take a beta blocker for elevated hypertension. Any other questions?
All right, we'll let you go for that. We're okay.
That'll actually make me is that going to raise my life insurance premium, Derick? Tell me.
I'm not sure. I'll have to get back to you on that one.
All right, cool. So why don't you tell us a little about the Buckley Insurance Agency, which is ironic that it's named that since you and your wife run it. So tell us about it.
It's kind of strange it worked out that way. Yes, Thank you very much. So we're actually located in Brick, New Jersey, and what we specialize in is Medicare insurance, life insurance, and annuities. But with open enrollment coming up with Medicare, we're specializing in Medicare right now, and we offer a free service to seniors. All we do is we actually educate them on how Medicare works, what their options are, and then we help them find the best plan for their needs and budgets, and there's no charge for our service, so people like that.
Cool. And so you weren't always an insurance guy, were you?
No, I was not. I actually, out of school, I was lucky enough to get a job right in the city. I was able to have a very nice and fun and successful career on Wall Street. I was able to work for an international bank. We worked and lived out of New York, London, and Hong Kong throughout the late 80s and 90s. And then, unfortunately, after 9/11, we lost about 17 very, very close friends. Another 100 associates that, I consider you an associate. We're on the board together of Big Brothers Big Sisters. And just realized after 9/11 that wasn't for us anymore. So we just never went back to Wall Street.
Gotcha. So, Derick, a couple questions that have come up from there. Number one, did you ever open any accounts for people that they didn't ask you to open, just out of curiosity?
Absolutely not. Not even my parents. Not even my parents.
I mean, that's, the Wells Fargo thing is fantastic. Now, this said that you lived at some point in London and in Hong Kong?
That's correct. So we lived in London for 2 years. I traded out of an international bank there, HSBC, and it was a tremendous experience, great culture, great people. Supposed to be there for 3 years, but somehow my wife couldn't quite make 3 years. So she kind of tapped out, and we came back home.
Right.
And then as my punishment, they sent me out to Hong Kong for about 6 months, which turned out to be a great experience as well.
Right.
So I was able to trade and live out there as well. And a little difficult. So my wife was here, and I was there, and she was shopping for a home in Hoboken. So that was pre-internet days, and she would literally send me in the mail a picture of the home, and then I actually bought a home from Hong Kong without ever seeing it.
Nice.
So I don't know how that happened, but it did.
Well, that's because you were married, and that's how those things happen.
Right.
And so let me ask you one other question on this, just so I'm clear. So when you're working on Wall Street in the 80s, did you ever meet Gordon Gekko or no?
Just on the TV show, like you did.
All right, wasn't sure.
Yeah, no, did not meet him.
And never had any run-ins with Donald Trump, right?
Actually, I saw Ivanka many times at the restaurants, and I'm sure I passed somewhere with Donald Trump, but at that time, he wasn't exactly in the media like he is today.
Okay, gotcha.
So I may not have noticed if he was there.
Gotcha. Okay, and so now you work with your wife, right?
Yes, sir.
And she has a background in human resources.
That's correct. So she's had a career. She actually worked in the city with me for a while. She did her own thing, Midtown. And then she has a background in HR, and she also had a stint at the local Brick high school where she worked there. And she loved it. She loved working with the kids. But what happened here was my job, we kind of exploded in the last 3 or 4 years. There's been huge demand locally for our services, and I just couldn't keep up anymore. So about a year and a half ago, my wife got licensed, and she came here on board, and we started our office in about 2014 here, and ever since she's working with me. It was obviously a little bit of an adjustment the first 3 or 4 months living and working with your partner, but now we've kind of worked everything out. She told me what the rules are, and I follow the rules now.
Right. I was going to say, I mean, it is weird hiring your boss, right?
It kind of is. It kind of is. It kind of is. So we try to separate church and state. So at home is home, and here is here, and now we kind of have it working out pretty smooth.
Yeah, because that works out, right? I mean, let's be fair. This is coming from somebody who is the product of two parents who worked together for about 45 years in the same law practice. There is no separation of church and state. Let's be fair. I mean, come on. It all kind of.
Listen, I don't recommend it to everybody, but fortunately for us, it's working right now.
Well, that's great.
Our goal, quite honestly, is we're hoping to pass on something to our children. We have a son who's a junior, and a daughter's a freshman. As of now, they have absolutely no interest in any way, shape, or form of working for us, but hopefully that will change at some point.
Right. Okay. So when we come back, I want to talk. You really mentioned that you're really kind of digging into Medicare right now.
Correct.
I'd like you to give us a little bit of a primer, some of the things that we need to know and that our listeners should consider when it comes to that. Is that okay?
That'd be great. I look forward to that.
Cool. Derick Buckley, the Buckley Insurance Agency. We'll be back right after this. Hey, welcome back. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. We are on the line with Derick Buckley from the aptly named Buckley Insurance Agency. So we were talking about Medicare specifically. So, Derick, if you were going to drop some knowledge on our listeners of some things to consider when dealing, what would you kind of tell them?
Sure. So open enrollment for Medicare comes once a year, and it's between October 15th and December 7th of each calendar year. And that's the time where seniors who are on a Medicare Advantage plan or have a prescription plan are encouraged to do their homework, contact a trusted resource, and study what's out there available to them. Making the wrong decision can cost them thousands of dollars. A local resource can help them make sure that their doctors are still in the plan. They can confirm that their drugs are still in the formularies, and it's something that I encourage all seniors to do. It's very simple to do. They can call Medicare directly, which is 1-800-MEDICARE, or they can contact a local agency like ourselves. Our website is njmedicareplans.com. But I encourage all seniors to do that and make sure that you're dealing with somebody that can offer them 3 or 4 different options rather than just one insurance carrier directly.
Right. Because then once you have the whole Medicare thing, there's also supplemental insurance that's available to help further kind of offset costs, right?
That's correct. So there's 2 ways for seniors to go. They can go with a Medicare supplement plan where they keep a regular Medicare, and that enables to see doctors anywhere in the country. But there's normally a cost involved with that, and not every senior can afford that. So the other option that they have is we're very, very fortunate in Ocean and Monmouth County. There's always a range of plans that actually have no additional monthly premium. They include prescription coverage. They're called Medicare Advantage plans. They're HMO plans or PPO plans, and they're tremendous options for those that can't afford it. So it's good to get educated, check every year, and make sure that you're in the right plan for yourself. And then more importantly, if you're on a Medicare supplement plan, you want to make sure you're not paying too much for that plan.
Right. Now, talk to me about life insurance, right? Because, and I had this discussion with our financial guru, Sean Monahan, last week, because we were talking about the value. Look, I'm not too proud to admit that at one point I may have gotten my my license to work for Primerica.
There you go.
Yeah, oof, that was a dark moment in my life. But where of course it was buy term life insurance and invest the difference.
Correct.
But there are different options for different folks. So how do you determine whether a term life insurance is best for someone, or a whole life, or something with a financial component involved in it?
Sure. So there's no rule of thumb, but what we try to follow is, especially if you're a younger couple, just got married, just purchased a home, or had a recent child, that situation is perfect for a term insurance. They're much lower in premiums, and you basically want to protect your family or protect your assets in the cause of an untimely death. And term insurance, if you get it at a relatively young age, is not going to cost you a whole lot of money. For us, for whole life insurance, we encourage that. Myself and my wife have it. We encourage that for people that are entrepreneurs, people that have small businesses, or people that don't have the luxury of a 401k. Believe it or not, you can use what's called index universal life policies, and they're much more costly as far as a monthly premium goes. But when set up correctly, you can actually set up a tax-free retirement income for yourself, and that's a good, really, really good way to go for those that don't have a 401k right now.
Right. And of course, we also know that life insurance is a great way to kind of in a tax-free way pass wealth from generation to generation.
Absolutely. One of the biggest growing segments in life insurance right now is what's called wealth transfer. And it's been a secret of the rich for a long, long time, where they put a single premium payment in, and then they pass on a nice return to their heirs tax-free. And it's a very, very good way to go. It's called wealth transfer, and it's a tremendous option for those. A lot of our clients are doing it. They're doing it for their children or their grandchildren, and it's a great option.
Right. Let's go to the other end of that. I think that that especially when you're young, life insurance is one of those things you don't think about, just like filling out a will and things like that. What do you recommend is kind of the seminal moment in someone's life that they really need to consider life insurance?
For term insurance, like I said, it's definitely a life-changing event, meaning purchasing a home, getting married, or having a child. I think each and every time you do something like that, you need to reassess and make sure, especially if the breadwinner was to pass on, that the family is able to survive. So that's the one thing.
Right.
For whole life insurance, I recommend it, looking at it, once you're in your 30s and 40s and you're starting to make a nice income, and it's absolutely a great, great way to secure your future, set up a retirement plan, and then secure the future of your family as well going forward.
Very nice. Okay, let me ask you this, because I'm looking at your information here. So you have 2 kids. Now, you're not. Are you a soccer player or not a soccer player?
Not a soccer player, baseball player, basketball player growing up, but soccer. My son is a diehard soccer fan somehow, and he's been following Chelsea forever. So I am locked in on Sunday mornings watching English Premier League, and I also have a very, very good friend who's the general manager of the Chicago Fire. So by default, I'm becoming a soccer fan.
Oh, that's good. You've come to the dark side. We like that. So, I never played a lick of soccer in my life. Couldn't have told you a thing about soccer. And now I have 3 kids in travel soccer, and I coach. And I find myself watching more soccer than I do football, which is really disturbing on some level.
That is very surprising to hear, but I'll go with that.
Yeah, what are you going to do? So when we come back, listen, we want to talk a little more about what you're doing day to day, but we also want to give you the Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin magic wand and see what you're going to do, how you're going to wave it to make a difference in the world. Is that okay, Derick?
That'd be great. Look forward to it.
Maybe you can come up with something like, if I could wave my magic wand, I would never forget my cell phone again. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. Back after this.
The news is next. Live from the WOBM Newsroom, the Town Square, New Jersey News Network, and Fox News Radio. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Live from the Jersey Shore to the world. Get up, get out, do something. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. Take the show wherever you go. Download the free Radio Pup app for your smartphone or tablet. Join the conversation, 732-505-1160. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Listen online at WOBMAM.com.
Hey, welcome back. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin, 6:35, Thursday, September 15th, 66 degrees, getting up to 71 today. WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. News Talk Radio, streaming live on the Radio Pup app and WOBMAM.com. 732-505-1160 to join the conversation. We are talking to Derick Buckley. He is the owner along with his lovely wife, of the Buckley Insurance Agency. And we are talking about insurance here at the Jersey Shore. And so the only thing I think we didn't really touch on is you guys also do dental insurance. So tell me how that works.
Dental's, it's tough. So for seniors, it's very, very hard. There's really the insurance carriers run for the hills when it comes to seniors on dental insurance. There's a link to our website where they can get discount dental plans. They can usually save 30 to 40%, and they're very, very reasonable, about $10 to $15 per month. So I encourage everyone to look into that, or they can go on to another website called dentalplans.com, and it's very, very cost-effective for seniors. For those in the under 65 market, most of those people are fortunate enough to get it through their job. If it's offered through your job, we encourage you to absolutely get it through your job. The rates are very, very cheap. And if you go in the open market, you'll never get anything near those rates.
Right. I got to say, and I'm not blowing smoke. It really seems to me like you are as interested, if not more interested, in getting folks the right information and having them kind of make the right decisions, irregardless of whether they're doing business with you or not. And I could see that also in your charitable work, that you really are looking out for kind of the best interests of society in some way. Is that the case? I mean, or is that just an incredible smokescreen you have in front of you?
No. I appreciate you saying that. Myself and my wife, we live a very, very comfortable life at this point, and quite honestly, I've made more money in my life than I ever thought I would make or I was supposed to make. So we try to follow the lead of someone like yourself and your family, and we like to give back to the community, like to keep it local. I'm very honored to serve on the board with you, with Big Brothers Big Sisters of Ocean County. We support other local charities like Dottie's House and Ocean of Love, and Nationally Wounded Warriors, and that's our mantra. We want to help educate local seniors. We want to help our local community, and just trying to pay it forward. And I really appreciate what you're doing here. I'm not sure if people understand what you do, but waking up every morning and donating your time and your salary to our community is a very, very inspirational thing, and I appreciate what you do as well.
Well, thank you so much. All right. Well, it's time now. It's time where we give you the magic wand, the pixie dust, the fairy dust, the ability just to wiggle your nose and make something happen, make a change in the world, do something super special. Derick Buckley, the Buckley Insurance Agency. Derick, what are you doing with the magic wand?
You know what? I just got an email from your friend of mine, Ralph Wolf, at the Jersey Coast Appliance, and I'd be remiss if I didn't mention what you and I do. I just want local businesses, local entrepreneurs, people who are successful to look at our local charities, see what we can do within our community. There's a growing concern with the heroin, and our children and youth are at risk right now. And I think we all need to get together, do our best to pool our monies, pool our efforts, pool all we can do to make our society better, especially locally.
Very cool. Derick, where could folks learn more about what you do if they want to, I'm sure you have a website, a Facebook page, an Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Tinder. What do you got?
So the easiest way to do it is our website is very easy to understand and remember. It's njmedicareplans.com. That's njmedicareplans.com. And myself, my wife are more hands-on. We'd love a phone call, want to spend 5 or 10 minutes with you, understand what you're trying to do. So our phone number is 732-746-3320. Myself is Derick Buckley. My wife, Carrie Buckley. We'd love to help anybody we can. And if we can help you, we'll always point you in the right direction of someone who can.
Very cool. And you're now. So I see. Since your son is a Yankee and Giant fan, are you also a Yankee and Giant fan?
Diehard Yankee fan. Was fortunate enough to go through the entire run in the 90s. We had tremendous seats at Yankee Stadium. Giant fan. I was by default. I was actually a Cowboy fan pre-marriage. My wife was a Giant fan, and somehow I became a Giant fan as well.
Well, what do you think, man? I mean, it's been a good run for the Yankees this year, right? Based on what you probably had thought early in the season.
I'm pleasantly surprised. I think they're setting us up for the big fail again, but I'm tuned in. I'm actually watching again. It's good to see the young kids again.
All right, good. Derick Buckley, thanks for all you do in our community and taking care of our seniors, especially relative to your business. 1,800 and growing, right? Like Flintstones kids.
That's correct, and we should be over 2,000 by the end of the year. But I appreciate it, Jeremy. And thanks
That's
for all
awesome.
you do as well.
That's awesome. More Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin right after this.